Hello guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be talking in further about relative clauses. Now, last time we talked about exactly 3 relative pronouns. We talked about who, which, and whose. This time we're going to be talking about that, where, when, and why, and how we use them. So let's look at it. First, remember that we talked that who is to describe people? Well, we also have the pronoun whom. This is used also to describe people. So what's the difference? It's pretty simple. Whom is going to be the object of the sentence. It means that this is always going to be after a preposition. For example, my cousins, one of whom is a doctor, live in England. Right? We have the preposition of, and after that we have whom. If we say one of who, then that is incorrect. Okay? After preposition, remember to use whom. Another example is, she is my best friend with whom I went to the concert. We have the preposition with, so after that we're gonna have whom, never who. Let's continue. We have which, in which refers to things. We know that already. Like, for example, all cells contain DNA, which holds genetic information. We know that. But we also have, for example, the pronoun when. This is to describe times, alright? For example, my favorite season is fall, when all the leaves change color. So, in this case, this clause right here, when all the leaves change color, is telling me a description about fall or autumn, if you wish, right? So it tells me a description of a specific time. I can also say, for example, I remember the day when we met. So I give you a specific description of that day. Let's continue. We have where is very similar to when, but this describes places, okay? For example, I say, I visited the neighborhood where I grew up. Okay? If I say, I visited the neighborhood, which neighborhood? Where I grew up. So this clause right here gives me extra information about this neighborhood. And we also have why. As you can see, this tells me extra information about a reason. So normally this type of clause is gonna be after the words like reason or the cause of something. For example, do you know the reason why the stores are closed today? Good. So we have the reason, and after that we have the relative clause, why the stores are closed today. Why tells me a little bit more about this reason. It describes it. Remember that all the relative clauses are to describe or give extra information. Now, we know which and we know that. But what is the difference between these two if the two of them describe things? Well, let's talk first about non-defining relative clauses. Non-defining relative clauses, they add extra information to the sentence. That means that if I take this information out, there is no problem. The sentence is still going to be the same. And defining relative clauses add essential information to the sentence. So how come? We have, for example, right here, which describes objects, that describes objects and people, and we have that is going to be a defining relative clause. This means that if we have essential information in the sentence, we're going to use that, never which. For example, I'm selling the computer that I bought in the US. If I say only I'm selling the computer, that doesn't make sense. I need more information. So I use that. I'm selling the computer that I bought in the US. And now let's look at which. Which is also to describe things, but this is with non-defining relative clauses. That means that it's only extra information. I don't really need it, but I can add it. For example, I'm selling this computer which has 250 gigabytes hard drive for $500, right? So if I say I'm selling this computer, the sentence is okay. It makes sense. It has meaning. But I can add all this extra information to the sentence, and now I can use which. In this case, I'm not gonna use that because it is not essential information. Here, yes, I need this information. So remember, which and that describe things, but that is when you need the information, and which is only when you want to add it, but it's not essential. So I hope this video was useful for you. If you have any questions, please let us know.